Greetings Grapple fans, this is the Big OC, Dave O'Connor, and this is your wrap-up show for UKPW Hold Your Colour from the Falconwood Community Centre. We kick off the action with a huge UKPW Championship match, with Connor Mills making his long-awaited return, challenging the Wolf of Broad Street, your UKPW champion, Alexander Roth. Mills was quick out of the gate, launching into the match with a high boot and quick German suplex, but was quickly halted when Roth launched a flurry of his own. This was a real ding-dong battle to start the day's action, with momentum shifting to and fro, and the challenger scoring two very near falls following a rebound lariat and a sneaky Roth bottom reversal. But Roth is the champion for a reason, and after a wild handspring enziguri and punching Mills clear out of the air, finally able to hit the Roth bottom for the 3 count and another successful title defence. Our second match of the day was a mixed tag team match, as Amira joined forces with Jordan Saeed to take on the team of Ava White and David Francisco, who are still searching for their first win as a pairing. And they found themselves fighting from underneath from the first seconds, after they were, rather predictably, jumped before the bell. But quickly found their way back on top with some huge tandem stalling suplexes. But after a distraction from Amira on the apron, Saeed was able to take control, first sending Francisco careening into White before isolating him in the corner. Eventually White would get the tag, charging into the fray. Until she was stopped by another sneak attack. But after escaping from a double submission, it looked like Ava and David would finally pick up their first W. Before yet another instance of miscommunication between the partners saw Ava stranded in the ring and desperate for the tag. This led to Ava walking out on David, but not before making her feelings known with a huge slap, leaving David outnumbered, outgunned, and at the mercy of Jordan Saeed, who finished him with an aplomb. A big win for Amir and Saeed, and you have to wonder what the future holds for Francisco and White. Speaking of tensions that have been simmering for a while, our next matchup was a singles contest between two of UKPW's brightest young talents, as the Black Rose Cali Grey squared off against UKPW big fan favourite KM Lane. There was a lot of bad blood going into this match, and Gray would clearly not wait to get his hands on KM Lane as they traded strikes around the ring. Lane was at his athletic best, taking control outside of the ring and helping Cali to a seat in the audience. Upon returning to the ring, the pair would again not be separated, as each man desperately struggled to gain the upper hand. And after seizing an opening, KM Lane looked to record a victory after a big spinning heel kick and a lion salt in the centre of the ring. But it wasn't enough. It was then Cali's turn to get close, sending Lane tumbling to the outside before connecting with a big tope and a meteora from the top rope, but he could only score a 2 following a big grey matter. And after what looked like a Tiger Driver attempt, KM Lane reversed and rolled through, stunning Cali Gray before finishing him with a big springboard spinning heel kick. After the match, and much to everyone's surprise, KM Lane and Cali Gray shook hands before KM Lane got on the mic to challenge Jack Kent to a singles match when they return to Falconwood later this year. Next up, there was more bad blood as the team of Harry Sefton and Jay Alexander challenged two good eggs, Rex Armstrong and JJ Lynch, for the UKPW Tag Team Championships. Their one-time friend, Sefton, had been a thorn in the champion's side since he launched a cowardly post-match attack on the pair of them back in February. But despite his bravado, the Eggs had him and his partner on the back foot in the early stages of the match. Until some subterfuge from Sefton allowed him to take a tight hold on proceedings. Isolating and dealing some serious damage to JJ Lynch. Until he was finally able to hit a big slam on Alexander before unleashing Rex Armstrong, who laid waste to both of his opponents with some huge moves until he and JJ found themselves alone with Harry Sefton. Harry was flattened but saved by the intervention of Jay Alexander before the pair combined with devastating effect for a near fall of their own. The end came when Sefton was sent crashing to the outside, leaving Alexander at the Eggs' mercy. The Eggs retained, but as they celebrated, Harry attacked them with a steel chair, laying them both out before assaulting referee Martin Raymondson and DDTing a protesting Jay Alexander on said chair. As if to add further insult to injury, Sefton pulverised JJ Lynch's leg, leaving him writhing in the ring. Our penultimate match saw the UKPW debut of the highly regarded Skye Smitson as she took on returning Rhia O'Reilly and Safire Reed, who was fresh off the back of a huge win over Danny Black and Just Joe Lando in Chatham. The two more experienced women took no chances at the bell, joining forces to take the match to Safire, only to find she was more than up for the challenge, firing back and putting them both on the ropes. This wouldn't last long as the strength of Smitson and the ruthlessness of O'Reilly ground her down. But their apparent working agreement would soon implode, turning the match into an utter free-for-all. And in what must be considered another big upset, it was Safire Reed who would come out on top after hitting Skye Smitson with a wild cutter before rolling up O'Reilly to snatch the win. Safire Reed is your winner, and she really is building up a massive head of steam. And in our main event, just Joe Lando challenges his close personal friend, the kid without fear, Danny Black, for the UKPW Inter-Regional Championship in a ladder match. We have seen these two huge talent clash several times in singles action, twice before in the last year with the results at 1 apiece. So this was seen as somewhat of a decider with massive stakes. The match started at breakneck speed, with Lando gaining a slight edge early on. Before being battered around ringside by a resurgent Black. This all changed when Black set up a ladder in the front row, only for his own fragile human torso to be sent crashing into the steel. This seemed to even the playing field once more, and despite some absolutely huge offense from each man, neither one could make an ascent to claim the gold. The end finally came when Danny Black jumped from one ladder to another, catching Lando as he climbed in a devastating cut-up from which there was no coming back. Danny Black retains his UKPW Inter-Regional Championship, and the pair remain close personal friends. That was your recap for UKPW Hold Your Colour from the Falconwood Community Centre. We are on the road a lot for the rest of 2022, with new dates being added all the time, so please check our social media on the screen and in the doobly-doo below for the most up-to-date listings. And please remember to like, share, subscribe and comment for the engagement. And why not check out one of our many playlists on the screen now for more UKPW action. I've been the Big OC Dave O'Connor, and I'll speak to you again soon, Grapple fans.